All right, good luck.
Thank you. We are now recording. I'm not able to see when people are popping in. I guess I'll just have my video.
Yeah, you look on the participants.
Okay.
2 columns. You can see the attendees in the other column.
Okay.
See
Cool.
that?
I don't see it yet, but I'm not in the right part. Oh yeah, I see it.
All right, text me if you need anything.
Okay, thank you. Thanks.
Bye.
Hi everyone, welcome to the webinar. Thanks for waiting. We'll be getting started in a few minutes. If you have any questions, you can add them into the Q&A chat box and we will get to you when we can. Oli is moderating those questions and she and I can help connect you with the right answers. We got a lot of people showing up. This is great. Oh God. Lots of people rolling in, so this is very exciting. Thank you all for being here. Let's see. For those of you who are just logging on, thank you for attending today. We will get started in just another minute or two. Just want to give more people the opportunity to log in. If you have any questions, you can type them into the Q&A box. And the session is also closed captioned, so you can select captioning from, I believe it's the bottom toolbar on your Zoom screen. And I'll put that information in the chat box as well. Okay. Got about another minute to go till we get started. Just make sure everyone has the chance to log in on time and then we will start. Okay. Having a little technical difficulty that we're working out right now. Thank you all so much for your patience with this, with the registration, with participation. This is the first time that we've done something like this, so we're all still learning. So we really appreciate your patience and grace with us. We're excited that you are here. Oops, sorry. Okay, I think we'll go ahead and get started. Got quite a few people here. Something already in the Q&A. Okay. All righty. So we are going to go ahead and get started. Thank you all for attending. I'm sorry, I was a little wobbly there. Welcome to the Virtual Involvement Fair. My name is Emily Morris, and Ole Munoz is also here with us. Her audio isn't working. She also works in student activities with me to support all of our clubs and organizations. And we are here really excited to do this. Like I said earlier, this is our first webinar that we've had so far. And so we're just learning. Oh yeah, she said hi and put her email in there. So I'll put my email in there as well for you all. And what you can do, what my main takeaway that I like to tell all students when I do this is that you don't have to memorize anything. Don't take any notes. Think of what, stands out to you and just reach out to us. We are here to help you. I have involvement advising appointments on my calendar. We can connect you with these clubs and organizations. We can help you start a club and organization. Just ask and we will help you. That's what we're here for. So after this webinar, I'm going to send an email to all participants with contact information for all of these groups, along with copies of the PowerPoint. We'll have a drawing out of all the participants that pre-registered and stayed for the event. So we have some really great gift bags we're giving out. I'll probably give those out in a few days. And if you are virtual, I'll just collect an address and I can mail it to you. So if you're not in Salem, you don't have to worry about it. You're still eligible to win. And just remember, I'll talk about some resources at the end, but we have a lot of great resources on our website. So in case you forget who I am, in case you forget who Oli is, just look for this email, look at our website, and you can contact any of us. So my name is Emily Morris. I use she, her pronouns. I am the Associate Director of Student Activities. And along with Ole, I help to support all of the clubs and organizations on campus. Today we're hearing from about 20 organizations. Not all of them are ASWU clubs, ASWU being our student government, but I wanted to include groups on campus that are still student run and still have involvement opportunities for you all. Everyone is going to have about 5 minutes or less to talk. If they have, while they're presenting, if they have links they want to send out, they can put them in the chat box. And I'm going to call up the groups by their group name. And I think we'll go ahead and get started. Thumbs up for my panelists. Are y'all ready? Okay. So again, put any questions in that Q&A box. If we can't answer them during the session today, I will send out the questions to the club leaders and organization leaders and email you back. So we are here for you. So first up, well, that's interesting. Oh, our agenda. I already went through it. We're going to talk about club and organization presentations. And at the end, I'll show you, and this will also be included in my email, the direct hyperlinks, the additional resources so you can find out about activities on campus and how to get involved. So first up, we have Seth, who's here to talk about Headband. I already said I wasn't going to say the names, but I know Seth is here. So Headband, if you're ready, you can unmute your mic and get started.
Thanks, Emily. All right. Hey, you. Are you a human, like with a voice and stuff? Well, then I might have a club that will be perfect for you. This is Headband. This is Headband from last year. We are the low-voice a cappella group at Willamette University, and we are holding auditions starting 1 week from today and continuing through next week. If you're not familiar with a cappella or you haven't seen Pitch Perfect, we're like kind of a cover band, except we just use our voices to make all the sounds, which is super cool. We are a high energy, some would say rambunctious, group of tenors and basses and vocal percussionists from all areas of Willamette. And we love singing everything from classic rock to musical theater ballads to Fergie. We're a group that really likes having fun, and we're serious about our music so that we can have even more fun on stage. But in addition to rehearsing and being serious, we, hang out. In a typical year, we would rehearse a few times a week in person. We would have a bunch of concerts of all sorts. Some of them would be pretty like formal, not formal. Some of them would be pretty organized, like a concert in Cone Chapel at the end of the semester. Others would be just us standing in the Millstream and singing really loud between classes. We also attend the annual International Championship of Collegiate Acapella, or ICCAs, again, as pictured in Pitch Perfect, which is always a fantastic time. We usually go to festivals such as the annual Northwest Acapella Festival, and we've started taking gigs in recent history. So that's the kind of thing, those are the kinds of events that we do during a normal year. Of course, this year is different, and it's going to be a little bit more like chill and laid back. There's going to be more bonding and hanging out. We're still going to be talking about and making music. The specific ways that we're going to be making music are not fully set in stone yet. The ICCAs this year, the competition I mentioned before, instead of singing a live set of a cappella music, we're going to be creating a music video and submitting it. So that means we're going to be recording and mixing and filming a music video. And we might do more recording projects along those lines. And then depending on one reopening committee or reopening operations committee proposal that we have yet to get back, we might also have a way to sing in person super distance with mics that allow us to hear each other while still being like 20 plus feet away with masks on. And hopefully there will come a reasonable point where we can get back to our usual rowdy ways. But recording, hanging out, bonding, talking about music, that's what Headmade is going to look like this year. Speaking of recording, we recently put out a single and an album, and we have an EP that will drop this Friday. I'll put the links to all of this in chat. So you can actually find us on Spotify. There we go. Yeah. So as I said before, yeah?
Oh, go ahead. Someone had a question about when you're rehearsing. Has that been determined yet?
Yeah, when we rehearse is going to depend on the availability of everyone in the group after auditions. So it's going to be a time when everyone is available. Usually it's like 2 weeknights a week and one time in the afternoon on a weekend. And this will be primarily online. We're probably going to do one thing in person distanced a week, and then some music related stuff and some hanging out related stuff over Zoom. We like to play Jackbox, for example. Yeah, the auditions, as I mentioned before, are going to be next week starting on Tuesday. They will be on Tuesday and Thursday starting at 7 p.m. If you are at all interested, please send me an email at the email address in there. And if you're unable to make it during those times, please still send me an email and we will set something up. I got a question, will you accept girl tenors? The answer is absolutely yes. We do not care, we do care. It doesn't matter for getting in what your gender identity is. What matters is if you have a tenor or bass voice or a vocal percussion voice. And our group is not all male. Thank you for asking that question. So absolutely yes, girl tenors, tenors and basses of any gender, please audition. Yeah, that was kind of fast. I apologize, but I think I just about covered it.
That's great. And any other questions that come through, I'll send to you. So thank you,
Awesome.
Seth.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Thanks. So next up, we have campus ambassadors. Adam, and I don't know if anyone else is joining you, sorry.
It's just me. Thank you, Emily. So yeah, my name's Adam and I use he, him pronouns, and I'm the president of Campus Ambassadors here at Willamette. And we are a Christian community on campus dedicated to the belief that college is a time when views should be challenged and a diverse array of opinions should be available in order for students to come to their own conclusions. And as such, we're committed to providing those safe discussion spaces so that we can talk about life's most pressing questions in a welcoming and inclusive environment. And we are open to everyone, regardless of religious belief or faith background. And we strive to provide a community where students can grow and be encouraged in their faith while engaging with new and challenging ideas. And so this semester, we're holding 2 weekly events events, a Bible study over the Gospel of John on Tuesdays from 4:30 to 5:30, and a book group going through The Reason for God by Dr. Timothy Keller on Thursdays from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. as well. Books will be provided, and they are both located in the Autzen Conference Room on the third floor of the UC. And you can also participate via Zoom, which is how our campus ministers will be attending club events. And so we're keeping that as an option for all students, regardless of where they are or if they feel safe to be there in person. Under normal circumstances, we take retreats to the coast every semester with other Pacific Northwest chapters. We have game and movie nights. We participate in service projects and gather to share meals and just hang out. But since we're unable to do those activities for the foreseeable future, we're doing our best right now to create an environment that keeps public health in mind while also pursuing the relationships and connections that are just so important during these turbulent times. And so there will be other weekly meetings that are still being worked out, but we're still trying to figure it out to ascertain member availability. But if neither of those times work for you, we would love to talk to you about how we can best cater to your needs. So reach out to me, ajmarl@willamette.edu, if you want to be a part of an authentic community centered around deep discussions over life and faith, and we welcome you and would love to have you join us regardless of your beliefs and background. And so if this sounds interesting to you, you can follow us on Instagram at Campus Ambassadors Woo, and you can scan the QR code that's up there and sign up for our weekly updates. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you and a friend at one of our meetings. Back to Emily.
Thank you, Adam. Okay. Next, we have Lily and Allie from Choice Action Team.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lily. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm president of Choice Action Team this year, which is the Reproductive Justice Club on campus. So in normal years, we meet in the Gender and Resource Advocacy Center, or the GRAC space, in Montague Loft, part of the Baxter Hall complex. Allie unfortunately cannot join me today, but Allie was another vice president, or was co-president with me last year, and she'll still be part of the club this year. Our club focuses on reproductive justice through work in education, direct policy action, and work to support student health on our campus directly. In the past, we've worked with NARAL of Oregon and Planned Parenthood of Oregon off campus doing like political work with their organizations. We've put on menstrual product drives on Willamette's campus and at the law school and made those products available through the Source Center at Willamette. We've participated in lobby days at the Capitol, participated in a lot of phone banking, specifically with like Planned Parenthood and with political candidates. We've created educational posters for campus and organized speakers and fundraising and different tabling. This year, we want to really put a focus looking at reproductive justice through an anti-racist lens and focusing on education, on educating ourselves and making our work more intersectional and inclusive. So one of the concrete plans we have, especially since imagining that everybody or a lot of people will be remote and will be working a lot over Zoom, is to together, for those who are interested, to read this book, Killing the Black Body, which is about race, reproduction, and the meaning of liberty. So that's one of the plans we have for this semester, is to do some self-education around the histories of reproductive justice. And we're going to be able to hopefully buy copies of the book for everyone who's interested in reading and join together to talk about that. We hope to still do some phone banking. We think we can do that remotely over Zoom, have some phone banking parties, and maybe some viewings of different panels about reproductive justice and intersectionality. I apologize, I sent my contact info a little bit early in the chat, but there's a link to a Google form for those who are interested to just fill out, and then my contact information, and then I'll also put in the chat our Instagram handle. But yeah, that's everything.
Thanks so much, Lily.
Yeah.
Next, we have Casey, Alejandro, and Olivia from eSports Club.
Oh, sorry, I had my mic muted. Hi, my name is Alejandro Garcia Boa. I'm a senior. I'm a history and Spanish double major, and I'm the president of Esports Club.
Hi, my name is Olivia. I use she, her, hers pronouns. I'm the vice president. I've been with the club for 2 years. And I'm our club's FPS specialist.
Hi everyone, my name is Casey. I use he, him pronouns. I'm the head coordinator of the club, so I basically handle all the calendars and scheduling and stuff. Been with the club for 3 years, and I play a lot of League. I'm kind of a nerd, so yeah, we'll just jump right in.
Sounds good. I'm going to start about talking about what esports is, and just like any other competitive organized sport, ours is just about video games. So, so instead of focusing on the physical, esports and video games allow us to focus on mechanical skills and like creativity and strategy and communication skills, which is really cool. And that's really all you need to be part of our club and play games with us. The industry itself is also has a lot of potential, and I spent a short period of time in professional major league esports kind of league. So if you're interested in pursuing a career with esports, I'd be glad to talk to you about it.
So yeah, we're going to talk about a little bit of what types of games that we offer. One of the games that we've been offering in the past few years that started from our alums was League of Legends. It's a really popular MOBA game developed by Riot. Previously, we participated in the Collegiate League of Legends scene. It's the officially sponsored version of the competitive esport. We actually even have I don't know if you can see it, an official plaque from the Collegiate League of Legends that make us an official team that represent our university. Usually we have weekly practices. We currently don't have a full team right now, but that is our goal of this, to be at this virtual involvement fair to recruit more players so we can start getting practices underway. Also, if you end up joining the team or joining us for events, we do actually have a sponsorship with Mountain Dew. We also have free stuff that Riot sends us. So if you're interested in that, we would love for you to come out and we would get you that stuff. Yeah.
And if you're interested in Valorant or any FPS games, we have a brand new shiny Valorant team in which we're competing in a bunch of online tournaments and local charity tournaments as well, and just fun live streams and stuff like that. Practices on Tuesdays and Sundays. And yeah, I hope you can join us.
Yeah, and like my friends have already said, another game that we actually do is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. In the past, at least in the past 2 years, we've held pretty big tournaments where we've had like 40 to 50 people turn out. We rent out for it, and it was an absolutely amazing time. A lot of people had a lot of fun, and we actually had pretty decent prizes at the very end for at least the top 3 finishers. Usually this stuff is done in person, but we're trying to figure out ways we can do this stuff possibly online, on like an online bracket or an online tournament style, which is, at least I would like to think, completely feasible in the near future. A couple other games that we've actually done and had success on in the past was Rainbow Six Siege. We have a lot of people that are interested in Siege, so we're seeing if we could develop a team for that. And Hearthstone. We actually participated in the TESPA League, which is the official league for Blizzard and TESPA games. We've had a lot of success in the past. We actually beat Stanford's A team a couple times, and we have yet to lose to any UC school besides Simon Fraser. Other games that we're actually also looking forward to or looking to develop team for, depending on the interests, of course, are games like Apex Legends. In terms of the club events, like I already said before, we had the large tournaments, but we also have watch parties. So this coming November or October, the World Finals for League of Legends is going to be occurring. And in the past, we've had events for that. Like we've gotten food, we've enjoyed our time, and we've given out different prizes to different people, or just given out the free stuff that gets sent to us. So that'll be an amazing time. We're trying to also figure out different things that we can do outside of club, because usually we meet every single Thursday, but obviously that's not a possibility anymore, or it's less likely of a possibility. So we're trying to see what other fun games we can do online. So things like Fall Guys, Among Us, Scribble.io. Honestly, it's pretty endless the possibilities that we can do. I think I'm going to answer the question. Do you need to audition for teams or do you just join? It honestly depends on how many people we have applying for the team at those moments. If the team is obviously not filled, then you'll probably immediately receive a spot. But if it is filled, we'll try and manage to see the best like possibility. If it does come to the fact that you can't join the team, there are also all their alternatives that you can do. You can have, or you can come to practice still. You could sub in. Just depends. Yeah, completely depends.
And also there's a video game club if you want to find some more casual avenues, which you'll hear about later.
Yeah, super good club. Absolutely amazing. Really good friends with them.
Thank you. And if you have any more questions, make sure to click the Discord link on the bottom and you can DM any of us. Our roles are in the Discord. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Can I play Animal Crossing with you?
Yeah.
Do you have a team for that? That's all I can play. A little Zelda too. So next we have Shione with Hawaii Club.
Aloha everyone, I'm Shione. I am from the Big Island of Hawaii and I am this year's president for the Hawaii Club. And we are basically a club that aims to share the aloha spirit of the islands with our student body. And membership is not limited to only those that are from Hawaii, but our club is open to all, anyone who's interested in about Hawaii, about learning about our culture. You're more than welcome to join. Although one of our main focuses is serving as a resource to help the transition for students from Hawaii into the Oregon environment and the Oregon culture. We also do plan events and activities that allow us to share our culture, and we also, like for example, in the spring every year, we have our annual luau. You can see from the photos on the slides on the right-hand side. Unfortunately, we were not able to execute that last semester, but now that we do have enough time and more time to like plan everything out, hopefully we can find a way to execute this in a safe way. Typically also we do explore Oregon's nature, like we go to the coast, we go to the hot springs, waterfalls and such, but under the current circumstances, we won't be able to do that. But our exec team is working really, really hard and in collaboration with other Hawaii clubs in our nearby like Oregon universities to figure out what the best thing is so we can still serve everyone as we have in the past. So if you're interested, if you're from Hawaii and or not, if you are interested in learning about Hawaii and the Hawaiian culture, please feel free to join. It is a very low commitment club. I will put my email and the sign up sheet in the chat.
Thank you. Okay. Next we have Jam from Asian Coalition for Equality.
Hello, sorry, I'm like trying to paste in my contact info really quick to the chat. There we go. So my name is Jam. I use she and they pronouns. I'm this year's current president for Asian Coalition and some other fun clubs that you'll probably be hearing about later. But Asian Coalition for Equality, we are a club on campus that's housed technically through the Office of Multicultural Affairs, which is also called like the OMA. We are focused mainly this year on cultivating community. In past years, we've been able to put on a lot of events like boba fundraisers. Last year we were able to do, not during the spring, but in the fall we were able to do a boba fundraiser, raising funds for queer and trans incarcerated folks, sending them books. And sorry, it's been a hectic day. I'm like trying to put this together. But we also do a lot of advocacy work. We do workshops on campus. Last year we talked a lot about anti-Blackness in the Asian community and how we can be better advocates and accomplices for the Black Lives Matter movement. We also talk about things like intergenerational trauma and like the model minority myth, trying to like unpack a lot of what we experience as Asian Americans and other Asian diaspora members, especially here on this campus. But this year we're definitely focusing a bit more on how to cultivate our own community, especially with Zoom. I bet we're all really oversaturated, so we're kind of taking a little bit of a shift from more workshop-based things into just holding a space for us to come and connect and like share our stories and our culture with one another. We are also having applications open right now for our executive team, for our secretary and treasurer. So feel free, in that same link that I shared, you can like check a box to see if you'd like to apply. We're pretty low maintenance. Like we'll probably have some Zoom karaoke nights. We've done that in the past before. We also have hosted, or not hosted, we've helped support events like Willamette So White, holding a space for students of color to come and connect over art or shared media types or whatever kind of platform you use. So yeah, we're pretty laid back, especially this year. But yeah, if you want to join, go ahead and either email me to be added onto the listserv, or go ahead and just fill out the form. Either way, we'd be super happy to have you.
Thank you, Jam. Next, we have Noah from the Willamette Collegian.
Hi, would it be possible to share a screen to our website, willamettecollegian.com, or is that not possible?
I can do that.
Okay, cool, thank you.
Is this showing up?
Yes.
Okay.
Great. All right, I just put my contact info in the chat for everyone. So hi all, my name is Noah. I'm the editor-in-chief of the Collegian this year. So as you know, every student organization has had to pretty drastically adapt to meet Willamette's reopening policies, and the Collegian is no different. So in July, we were informed by the reopening committee that we would not be allowed to print issues in the fall. And honestly, this is a decision that we might have made on our own anyways. It's just for the best. It's something that had to be done to be safe. But that does not mean we've stopped producing content. Right now, we're all in online. So journalism is still happening at Willamette, and I think that's important to remember. And I would also add that being online only is in no way lesser than print. In fact, its potential is greater. So let me give some context to that. Before, the website was viewed as secondary to our print edition, and the website's sole purpose was pretty much to digitalize what was already being put in print. So the Collegian's entire
Uh-oh, I think Noah froze. Let's see.
Or am I back?
I think you froze a little bit.
When did I cut out?
You were talking about the print, the website being secondary to print, and then it kind of froze, sorry.
Okay, cool. Sorry about that. I guess my Wi-Fi is pretty spotty right now. But anyways, before, the website's sole purpose was to digitalize what was already being put in print. So the Collegian's entire writing system and production system was geared around what worked best for our printing schedule, which was a strict weekly writing schedule. And we did a number of changes over the summer to try to adapt best to this online only model. As you can see on the shared screen, we built a website from scratch. Those of you who are familiar with the Collegian from previous years, our website did not used to be as aesthetically pleasing as it is now. And it's actually still a work in progress. If you check back in a couple of weeks, the website will look even better than it currently does. It's a work in progress, but we're really trying to meet the needs of this online only model that we're currently pursuing. But I would say the biggest change that we've made is the change to our writing schedule. And what does that mean exactly? Before, we were on a week-to-week writing schedule. So articles will be put in an edition every Wednesday and it'll be distributed, and that would be all we do. And we uploaded all that week's content onto the website on Wednesday. That's the thing with the past now. Instead, we're producing content every single day of the week, pretty much. We're uploading content all the time. And beyond just that, we have a lot of flexibility as to what content we put up, because before we had a pretty strict page limit to the paper, right? Because the print edition could only be so long. So articles all had to be of a certain length and of a certain content style per se. But now we can write those articles as long as we want or as short as we want. So we can run breaking news articles that are just a few sentences long, or we can write 2,000 word pieces that involve multiple interviews and many weeks of investigation. So this is what I mean by why I say online only is actually greater than our old print first model. We're able to really push the edges of journalism, at least as it is at Willamette. Just this year, we've done so many cool stories already. We've talked to university admins about what went behind Willamette's decision to reopen. We talked to Rebecca Alexander, who's a prominent alum critic of reopening, who also wrote an op-ed on medium.com about it. We've talked to a COVID-19 positive student about their experience and the support they received from the university. Another story featured an interview from the new campus rec director, who discussed the department risk assessment he's running. So journalism at the Collegian isn't stopping. In fact, it's picked up in full force. Right now, we're trying to get more information on Jade Aguilar's departure and on Willamette's procedures surrounding quarantining students and COVID-19 testing. And actually, this is particularly relevant. I don't know if you can see the window behind me, but you can see the sky out there. It's not super great. We posted an article on the air quality in Salem just a few hours ago. And that's something that had a really quick turnaround time. We were discussing it in our Collegian group chat, and we knew we had to get something out about it. And within 10 minutes of Thorsit's email, we had something up on the website, and we had it advertised across our social media channels. So I think that really shows the flexibility of this online only model we have. And I think we're really staying timely and relevant to the campus community, because I think that's how we can best serve people that way. So that's really what to expect from the Collegian this year. We're a timely and accurate, importantly, source of information. And even if print does eventually return, whether that's in spring or beyond, we're still going to be online first, because this living website model we have now has far more potential and far more ability to accurately cover and serve the Willamette community, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to really give a voice to all the different groups on campus. That's students, admin, faculty, alumni, parents, etc. It's everyone. We're all a part of this Willamette community, and we're here to really cover what is of interest to that community and what is important to that community. And more importantly, well, not more importantly, but also importantly, being timely about that. So not taking a week to turn around and put out information. And I think that's really important in this new era we're living in right now. Things are constantly changing. There's new information coming out all the time. So the Collegian has really done its best to adapt to that. As for joining the Collegian, we actually just closed writer and artist applications. We've had a bunch already this semester, but we always welcome guest submissions for consideration. To stay tuned, just follow our social media channels and check our website, which I put in the chat. And on the website, you can subscribe to our weekly newsletter. Of course, following our social media channels or checking the website every day, you'll get more relevant content that way, more timely content. But the newsletter is also something we're continuing as kind of as a representation of what the paper used to be. And in that newsletter, we feature the best articles of the previous week, the most relevant articles. So that's also something you can subscribe to if you're interested. But yeah, I really just want to emphasize that the Collegian is here to serve the Willamette community, and that means being timely, being accurate, and really just being on top of things and having a living website that's being constantly updated and not just every Wednesday. And that's what we're doing. And you can expect all sorts of different articles to come from us. And I would also encourage anyone who's interested to check out our policies. Before the Collegian had...
No, I'm sorry to interrupt. You have about a minute left. So just so you know.
Don't worry.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'll be done in a second here. I'm almost done. I promise. On the website, if you go under About, you can see our policies. And if you read through them, you'll see that we really mean what we're saying. We have all of our procedures listed out, and we're really trying to be transparent in our actions. So I hope having all of that up there will really show you what we're all about and what we're trying to be. And if we make a mistake, we're students too. I'm sure we'll make a mistake at some point. Just let us know, and we'd be more than happy to run a correction and do what we can to make it right. Because again, we're here to serve, and we're not here to frame anybody, spread libel or lies or anything. We're really just trying to get the truth out there and be transparent. So yeah, thanks for listening, and email me or text me if you have any questions, concerns, or tips. That's it.
Thank you, Noah. And there was one question about the campus safety report and if that's going to return.
Oh, yeah, I can briefly answer that question. The first campus safety report should be this Friday. It was going to be last Friday, but that got delayed. Campus safety has just been pretty busy, but that is going to be happening.
A lot of people love that one. Thanks, Noah. I was muted, sorry.
Can you hear me?
Sophie, yeah, next we have Sophie and Sarah from CSL. Sorry, I was muted.
You're good. It'll just be Sophie for now. I'm Sophie. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the lead program coordinator for CSL this year. CSL stands for the Office of Community Service Learning, and like our name says, we do community service learning. And so community service learning is a really big part of what we do, but just in a brief summary, we believe that service has a lot to contribute to your education, and by doing service and connecting with people in the community, you can give yourself a better connection with the Salem community that you're now living in, but also you can connect that to your education and learn from those who are doing the powerful work that we want to engage in. So our office connects students with the community partners that are doing the awesome work in the community. And despite COVID, a lot of our programs are still happening. So this is our community service learning tree, and is an image that has just includes all the different branches that we have, because we do have quite a few programs. So I'll give like a very brief summary of what each of them do. So service projects, this little small branch, does low commitment, frequent service opportunities. So they do our Service Saturday program, which maybe not this year, but in previous years, every Saturday of the semester, we've had a different service opportunity in the community. Those are still happening. We are not at the point where we have a service opportunity every single Saturday, but I'll drop a link in the chat to sign up for our newsletter, where you'll be able to see which Saturdays have service opportunities right now. The next one, upwards to the left, is Language in Motion. And they encourage bilingualism and multiculturalism in middle school classrooms at Howard Street Charter, which is a middle school here in Salem. And they're doing remote programming. So they need volunteers who are interested in leading videos, leading activities on Zoom with middle schoolers, and are trying to look for students who have a connection to a cultural identity or significant experience learning languages. And then this top one is Tiger Club, and Jam, actually, who we heard from, is the coordinator of Tiger Club, and they work with Bush Elementary to encourage literacy and also do some peer mentorship. But this semester, like Language in Motion, they'll be all remote. So one of the examples of an activity they'll be doing is like leading yoga on Zoom with kiddos who are stuck at home. So need a lot of volunteers to do remote work as well. The next one, Friendship Brigade, is our newest branch. They work to prevent isolation in senior centers and old folks homes. So we'll be doing a pen pal program and like a phone call program, very low commitment, but you'll get assigned a senior and you can develop a relationship with them over the course of the semester. It's very impactful work. And then the last branch on the right is a service learning assistant who coordinates service learning courses with your professors. So if you're really interested in that service learning component, you have the opportunity at Willamette to take courses where service is embedded in what you're doing. So it's part of the academic experience. So yeah, that's a very brief overview of what we do. Anyways, I just want to say that all of our trips are free. Transportation is always provided when we start doing transportation again. For this semester, all of our trips will be in walking distance or remote, so no need to get in a car with anybody. So we have a lot of service opportunities, and the best way to stay up to date with those is the newsletter, which comes out every week on Wednesdays. And I'll drop the link to our webpage on the Willamette website where you can sign up for that. And the last thing I want to say is that we also hire student leadership. We're really proud of all of our programs having really strong student leaders to lead them, and those positions are paid. So if you're looking for an on-campus job for next semester, we'll even be hiring a new marketing coordinator this semester. So keep updated with us via the newsletter. You'll be able to see service opportunities, job openings, all that good stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been keeping track of my time. Sorry, I'm a little flustered. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, cool.
Something just popped up in the chat. I'll see what it is. The question.
Oh, that was for me.
It was you. It was you.
Yeah, so that's where the link to our webpage is. And then service@willamette.edu is our email. So easy to remember. You can also email questions there.
Great. Thank you, Sophie. Okay, next we have Jessie from SARA, which is Sexual Assault Response Advocates.
Funny story, I'll be filling in for Jessie.
Oh, next we have Sophie. Okay.
Yeah, so my name is Sophie. I use she, her pronouns. Jessie Evans is one of the student advocacy coordinators here at Willamette. I'm the other one. And what we do is we coordinate the sexual assault response advocates. And if you watch starting the conversation, you have a brief understanding of what we do. But who we are is we're a network of trained, unbiased peer advocates who provide confidential support, resource, and education to all members of the Willamette community who've been impacted by sexual or domestic harassment, assault, or violence. So we're doing really important work here on campus. And we are a club, though, so we do require volunteers to apply for our program. And we hire new advocates in late October, early November. And volunteers are really important for what we do. We staff the Gender Resource and Advocacy Center from 6 to 8 Monday through Thursdays for people looking for support, either who are directly or non-directly impacted by sexual violence. So, sorry, saying all this out of order, but we hire new advocates in late October and early November. And the application process, you don't need any previous experience, but you fill out an online application, we'll do an interview, and if you're hired, we expect that you undergo a 40-hour online training over winter break. So that can be quite the bear, but if you're interested in doing anything regarding social work or victim support or advocacy, this can be a really big tool in jumpstarting your career in that field. You can also just join if you're just interested. But then after you undergo training, you'll become a certified advocate, and you can actually start jumping on the phones and staffing the center. The commitment to our club is taking 1 to 2 2-hour shifts per week. So you'll be in the center on the phones, staffing that line. And then we also have meetings once a week where we do fun stuff, not just victim advocacy. So the best way to stay in touch with us is our Facebook page. We're Dinosaurs and Still Use Facebook. So I'll drop the link in the chat for that. And then also, if you are looking for support or looking for questions about SARA, I'm going to put the email to SARA resources@willamette.edu, which is used for more serious things, and then also my personal email that you can ask questions about how to join. But yeah, the GROC is not open for social hanging out this semester, but please feel free to email me if you have any questions, and I hope to see some of you apply in October and November.
Thanks again, Sophie. So next we have the Source Center, which is composed of 3 different organizations. So we'll first have Mia talking about the Bearcat Pantry, then Shione talking about the Clothing Share, and then Juana talking about the First Generation Book Drive. So Mia, if you are ready, we'll get started.
Yeah. Awesome. Hi, everyone. I'm Mia. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm here to give a little introductory to Source Center and as well as the Bearcat Pantry. So essentially, the Source Center stands for Students Organizing for Access to Resources. And so we are a student-led organization that strives to create equitable access to food, professional clothing, and scholarly resources like books and textbooks to Willamette students. So this spreads across the College of Arts and Sciences, American Studies program, graduate school, and Willamette Academy. And so I am the coordinator specifically for Bearcat Pantry. And so we address food insecurity experienced by Willamette students. The pantry has perishable and non-perishable food items. So we have peanut butter, jam. Right now we currently have tomatoes, cucumbers, and some plums, and a few other assortment of fresh produce that is donated to us by the Marion Polk Food Share that we have partnered with. And again, these are all resources that are free to Willamette students. And in order to request food or personal hygiene supplies, you can just fill out a food request form located on the Bearcat Pantry webpage, which I will send a link to. And then if you're interested in volunteers, because it's really the volunteers that help keep the Source Center running, either email the Source Center at sourcecenterwillamette.edu, or you can contact me, and again, I'll include my contact information in that. And so some of the COVID protocols at the moment is that, so we're transitioning, since we have a space in the UC 3rd floor, but we're unable to have people come in. It's closed off to the general student population, but we still require Source Centers and volunteers to package the requested orders, and then you can sign up for a pickup time to pick up your requested food at the Source Center. And then all volunteers are trained to understand, so operational logistics, attendance policy, food safety handling, COVID, like basic COVID education. And the volunteers are currently required to have volunteers packaging food are required to have an Oregon Foods handler card, which we would provide to you. So you do not have to pay a fee and quick test. So if you're interested in volunteering or want to know more on how to request supplies or resources, please feel free to email me. And now I will be introducing Shione, who also helps a lot with the Bearcat Pantry, but is also assisting in the Clothing Share.
Mia, you had one question. I'm sorry.
Oh,
someone
yeah.
asked if you currently have milk.
Oh, yes, we do have milk. We have milk, we have eggs. We also have a lot of bread. It's in the freezer because I didn't want it to go bad, but yes, we have, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, hello again. I'm Shione, and I am kind of helping in the Clothing Share. I am representing, I'm here in replacement for Kella, who is the actual Clothing Share coordinator. But like we were introduced, the Clothing Share is another sector of the Source Center. And instead of food, we provide students with professional attire if you need it for your job, an internship, for any other like interviews, similar events. And we have everything from blouses, dress shirts, skirts, suits, blazers, heels, ties, and even commencement regalia in our inventory. Like the Bearcat Pantry, we are restricting direct access to the Clothing Share, but an online form is now available. I know on the slide it says available soon, but it is available now. I will put that in the link after I present. But it will basically ask for your size, the clothing items that you are looking for, and color if that's something that you are looking for and other specifics. And basically what would happen is the clothing share coordinator will select the clothing items that fit under your description. And across from the Source Center on the UC 3rd, the University 3rd floor, there is a conference room, Harrison Conference Room, and you will be able to look through the clothes in that space. And to ensure the safe handling of clothing, everyone coming in contact with the clothing will be required to wear gloves, and the clothing that do come in contact with the students but the students don't take, we'll make sure to keep it out of circulation for a minimum of 24 hours before being put back into the Source Center. Let me see if anyone has questions. Oh, okay, so that question wasn't directed towards me. So I'll hand it off to Juana for the first generation book drive.
Yeah, hi, I'm Juana. I'm one of the coordinators for the first gen book drive. And the book drive, the first generation book drive is a student-led resource supported by the Source Center and the Office of Multicultural Affairs. Our goal is to reduce the financial stress that many first generation students face when purchasing their textbooks. The book drive started in 2015 by the student Emmanuel Rodriguez. It started with a Facebook post that he made asking students to donate textbooks to first generation students at Willamette. That year, the first year, he was able to collect 200 books, and the book drive has grown and kept running ever since. Our inventory is pretty big right now, as you can see in the picture on the slide. That's a few of them. Every semester, we let students borrow textbooks and provide free school supplies. Some of the supplies that we have are binders, notebooks, highlighters, backpacks, goggles, calculators, pens, sticky notes, and other things. And the way that it works is that to request books, students need to create a Librarica account, which is a virtual library where we keep track of our inventory. And students only need to create this account in order to view the textbooks that we have. And to request the books, they have to submit a Google form to ask for the books that they need and that we have. We also are able to purchase books that we don't have in order to let the students use them. And we send all of these instructions in an email like 2 weeks prior to the start of every semester. And you can look out for this type of email, usually sent by Gretchen Moon. And the books need to be returned by the last day of classes every semester. And we send out an email with a reminder. We also accept textbook donations, which can be donated anytime. In the green box that's in UC 3rd, as you can see in the slide, it's that one. And for this semester, we're pretty much done giving out books to students as they're set on their classes by now. The form will be closing this Friday, but it will be open for spring the following semester. And we are located in the 3rd floor of the University Center, just around the corner of the Source Center. And you can contact me or the other coordinator with any questions that you may have. And that's what I have for the book drive.
Thank you so much. Didn't see any questions come up, so we will go on to the next presenter. So next we have Kelly in Montana from Chemistry Club. Kelly in Montana, are you here? Yes, I see Kelly.
Hi, everyone.
There you are. Okay, I'll pin you. There you go. Okay.
You're running this early?
We are running a little early, so are you ready for your presentation?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So Chemistry Club this year is looking a little different because of COVID, but what we're hoping to focus on is building more community within the chemistry department. So some of the ideas that our group has had is doing some more t-shirt design contests. I actually have my t-shirt on from last year's design contest. It's really cute. And so we're thinking about doing that more. We've also thought about having some notebook decorating events. And then, as always, Chemistry Club historically has given out extra credit to any people in the general chemistry sections or the organic chemistry section. So we will be doing that as well this year, probably with some more of a remote activity-based thing. And we just became a part of the American Chemical Society, which is really cool, like chapter recognition to gain. So that's an exciting news about the Chemistry Club. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
And we have 1, 2, 3, about 5 more organizations to go. And I'll ask Oli, maybe I'll post them in the chat for everyone if you could do that, please. So everyone can get an agenda of who else is coming up in case they didn't get the agenda in their email. So next we have Paradigm. Chagall, are you here?
Yes, I am. So hi, I'm Chagall. I'm the president of Paradigm, and I'm also a choreographer. We're a dance group here on campus, and we do mostly kind of hip-hop based dance, but we don't have like a super strict style. So I think at the end of this, we'll show kind of a video from one of our performances last year, so you can get a better idea of what we do. We are going to be having auditions soon, so it's going to be a fully remote process this semester. You'll be submitting a video, and if you're interested, you can go. We have the URL right there. You can fill out the sign-up form, and then we'll send out more information later to everyone. That's also not like some kind of binding contract, so just if you're interested at all, you can go ahead and fill it out. And the audition process isn't meant to be like super stressful. We've had people join who don't have prior dance experience, so you don't need to be an expert or anything. As far as how we're going to run things this semester, there's a lot that's still up in the air. So it's going to be kind of depending on who joins and how many people we have in the group this semester. As of right now, we're planning to just meet less frequently than normal for our practices. So probably just once or twice a week to minimize contact. And then we'll also be holding practices in smaller groups so that we can all physically distance. But depending on how things go, we'll see if we need to do things outside or if some stuff needs to happen on Zoom. We have been kind of choreographing with smaller groups in mind so we can still try to get together and learn a piece and then maybe do video content, even though we won't be having a live performance. So aside from this stuff for people who audition and join Paradigm, we do have workshops every semester that are just open to anyone. There's usually at least 2 every semester, so stay tuned for more information about that. Those are open to all levels of dance experience, and we'll be posting more about that on our Instagram later. So you can go there if you want updates or just to see more of our past performances and all of that. And I think that's everything. So the video, and then that's it. So thank you.
I'll unmute so that get the sound going. Thank you, Shagal. I love that. And I saw a lot of students that I know that I didn't know danced. So that's pretty cool. So any questions? Nothing came up. So thanks again. So next we have Devin and Alicia from Video Game Club.
Alrighty. Let's see, there's Alicia here, hopefully, I think too. So, hi, I'm Devin. I am the president of Video Game Club.
Hello. Oh.
And this is Alicia.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, sounds good.
And basically, we are a club that allows people that enjoy, video games and things similar to come together and bond and play video games with each other. Kind of similar to Esports Club, but kind of more of a casual club that's more focused on games that are maybe less competitive. So we usually met on Fridays from around 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. and they weren't mandatory at all, or sometimes people didn't have to stay for the whole length. People would just come in during that period, come in and play games and just have a good time. We really just want to promote teamwork and communication between people who love playing video games and build a really fun environment especially with everything going on now. I feel like that's even more important than ever. Next slide, I guess.
Okay, I can take this one. So we play a lot of different games. Super Smash Bros. Has tended to be the most popular game, but we've also played Mario Party. We also have some other games that we have in our collection, like Jackbox. That's also pretty popular. In the right corner, you'll see a game called Osu, where it's a type of rhythm game where you trace beat patterns, which we were trying to get more people to play since it started being popular before COVID hit, but then COVID happened, and so it's been harder to get players together. So we have several consoles that we've brought to the club meetings, such as 2 Nintendo Switches, an Xbox, but we also play games that are on your computer or especially on your browser, especially for remote learning, for remote gameplay. You can see our Discord. We have a list of different games we want people to chat about. So we can go to the next slide. So I can also take this since Devin has been carrying it. Our plans this term have been a little bit changed because of the on-campus and remote situation with COVID. At this point in time, we've decided against in-person club meetings as we've traditionally held, and we're working on doing remote meetings every Friday from about the same time, as long as people are there. And we're thinking of doing online group games like Jackbox and building our Discord community, because we have a platform where people can chat together within Discord, and that helps us coordinate with these games. As you can see, there's a tournament bracket in the bottom right. We're thinking if people want to, if we have enough people with Switches, if we want to do a big Smash tournament, that's a possibility. But we also have ideas about maybe an outdoor collab with Web, if we can ever do that, or just any suggestions. In the middle, you can see a picture of TKO, which is one of the Jackbox games we've played in the past. And our first meeting is going to happen remotely, so stay tuned for that. We can go to the next slide.
Yeah, sure. I'll talk about this one. And just one more note on the games that we play. So, of course, we have games that people mainly play and that are popular, but really, it's really just anyone who even just wants some kind of entertainment in the realm of video games that is welcome to come and hang out and play. And we've been trying to implement more online and free to play games that people can play together. That way, maybe if someone doesn't have the right setup at home, or whatever issue it may be, we can include a bunch of different people, even if you have nothing. But yeah, you can find us. We have an Instagram and a Facebook, and I'd say probably our most important thing is the Discord that you should join. That way that's where all our meetings will be held and everything online. You'll get info there, and that should be that should.
Yeah, so I went ahead and I put in the member sign up where it's basically a little poll where we ask about what your interests in games are, but also if you put your email there, you'll be on our mailing list. And then there's also the server invite link if you would like to join our Discord server. One last thing, since we're at the end, this picture is from last year's club fair, if you remember, so I just wanted to put it as a nice throwback. Our first meeting is this Friday, about 6:30, so if you want to join us, please do. And that concludes our presentation.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Next, we have Bethany and Kristen from Willamette Dance Company.
Hi, I'm Bethany from Willamette Dance Company. I'll start off by talking a little bit about what we do, and then Kristen will talk about our plans that we have in place so far for this semester. So Willamette Dance Company is a group of individuals on campus who really just want to celebrate dance for what it is as an art form. What's really great about Dance Company is we are very inclusive. We have people who have been dancing for 15 years, their whole life, or people who have never danced before, and we can all come together and support one another through choreography and just different performances and things like that. So it's a really great way to just have fun if you just want to get some exercise in, or if you want to be creative in terms of creating your own pieces and things like that. And it's just a great opportunity to work with others on campus as well. So typically we put on a show each semester where we feature all of these student choreographed and student produced pieces. And the whole production is run by students pretty much. We plan everything. And we have an executive board leadership team that's really involved in kind of the interworkings of putting that show on, but also the overall function of our organization. And we're always looking for our next group of leaders to come on and help make Dance Company happen. And so now Kristen is gonna kind of talk a little bit about what we're thinking of doing this semester, since we're not entirely sure. We're probably not going to be doing a show, but we still want to make Dance Company alive on campus.
Yeah, so like Bethany said, while we're not doing a show this semester, our exec team is hard at work planning for when we can. And so there are three main things that Willamette Dance Company is going to be doing this semester.
the first thing we're going to do is host with Webb, hopefully, a sunset yoga event. Although it's not dance, we have, we're all just about movement and all experience levels. And so we just want to have a way that students can come and move their body and have fun. Secondly, for first years, we'll have like a little coffee and chat. So we'll probably do that closer, or I know the weather's not great right now, but while the weather is better than the winter, we'll do an outside, bring a coffee, get to meet exec or members on campus, just so that first years can kind of get to know us while obviously following all precautions. And then we'll keep our social media active. We created a TikTok over the summer, so we'll post TikTok routines you can learn, little workout routines you can learn. There might be an opportunity for students to get together 10 feet apart and do the TikToks, and then we can post them on our social media. So that's all that we have planned this semester. And we have an email list that I put in the chat. There's a form that you can sign up at, or you can email Bethany or I put our emails in the chat. And we'll email you about these events or any other events that we have coming up.
Kristen, someone just asked if you'll be having Zoom meetings.
We will not be having Zoom meetings. So the traditional structure of Dance Co is auditions and then rehearsals just with your group and then a show. So since we're not doing that, the only people who are meeting are exec. And if you're interested in joining exec, you can send Bethany and I an email. But other than that, it'll just be through events that happen. They aren't really weekly meetings, if that makes sense. Yeah, and that concludes our presentation.
Thank you both. So next we have Amy with All Abilities Alliance. Amy, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Okay, so let's see. Could you go to the next slide, please? I just have really one picture to show. And this picture shows some of the Willamette students with their buddies. So I'll explain what All Abilities Alliance is first. All Abilities Alliance is a student organization where Willamette students meet with members of the Salem community who have developmental disabilities. So something like Best Buddies, if any of you know of that organization. So we meet every other Monday. We're meeting the second and last Monday of each month. So our next meeting is next Monday, September 14th. And normally what we do in meetings is we get together to do different holiday themed activities. We watch movies together, we do karaoke, we do bowling. And currently we can't do all of those things, but we're still meeting on Zoom. So our next meeting is most likely going to be a karaoke meeting. And all the members of the club really enjoy doing the karaoke. It's really fun to watch everybody really enjoy themselves through singing. And normally Willamette students are paired with a buddy, and their buddy is one of the members of the community who has a developmental disability. And you can see pictures in this slide of different people with their buddy. And so you can hang out with anybody you want in the club, but having the buddy is kind of nice because you can establish a closer connection to them. If you're comfortable, you can be in contact with them outside of the club, do video chats or calls together. Or normally we would have, maybe people would go to the movies together or something. But yeah, it's a really meaningful club, and it's just really fun and low stress. I know it really helps me with the Monday blues. So yeah, just twice a month, and the basic expectations are just that you show up for your buddy, you show up to the meetings, and just, yeah, be there to have fun. It's really not meant to be therapy or anything. It's just really to be friends and hang out with our friends. And then on this slide, you can see my email, also put it in the chat. And then our Instagram is All Abilities Willamette.
I'll also put that in the chat, and you can check out our Instagram and see more pictures of the different activities we've done and people with their buddies. And then I'll also be sending an interest sign up form. So if you can put your name, your year at Willamette, and your Willamette email if you're interested, then we can have you on the email list. And if you're interested to come to the next meeting on September 14th, you can shoot me an email. So yeah, that's what I have for the presentation.
Thank you so much, Amy. And this is our final presentation from Daniel for Climate Action Alliance. Daniel, are you here?
Yes, I am. Hello.
Yeah, there you are. Spotlight you.
Yeah, so I'm the president of the Climate Action Alliance, and so a little bit about the club is that what we do is we engage in political activities around climate change and trying to push different organizations, different institutions to address climate change. So broadly speaking, the goal of the club is to address climate change on the state level, city level, and Willamette level. So we last semester, before COVID made everything go online, a lot of our members went to the Capitol and did a lot of lobbying and that sort of thing. And we plan to work this semester more on organizing with other student organizations on things like phone banking, lobbying, and other political engagement opportunities. And we want to focus on student engagement and working at the university level to help try to get Willamette to be a little more sustainable in how it operates. And we plan to try and host guest speakers virtually. All our meetings will be on Zoom and have discussions about things like ways to engage in effective activism surrounding climate issues and ways to move towards a more sustainable future in general. And how you can get involved is coming to our meetings. As I said, we're going to have them all on Zoom for this semester. And we plan to get started pretty soon, probably next week with our first meeting. And if you want to get on our email list, I'll put my email in the chat in a second when I'm done. And I can also put our Instagram in the chat. And we'll send out an email pretty soon here with a poll to see when people are available for meetings. And we'll decide on a meeting time then. And yeah, that's what I've got.
Thanks so much, Daniel. Well, thank you everyone for being here. I'm sorry, I have a 4-year-old who just yelled in the background. Thank you everyone for being here. This is, again, the first time, so amongst some hiccups. We have another session next week on the 16th, and then the following week on the 22nd, where we have about 40 more clubs and organizations who are signed up. As soon as I get the order of events finalized for those meetings, I will send out a link to register along with the order of presentations. So everyone on campus can see who will be presenting. So I just want to talk about additional resources very quickly. So I'm not going to put this in the comments. I'll send it out in my follow-up email that I'll send all this information to everyone. But we have a link tree, which is basically connected to our Instagram that has a lot of different resources on it. So it has links to how to start a club. All the clubs and organizations that are affiliated with ASWU are on the Student Activities website. So you can contact them through our website as well. I'll have a link to the Willamette events calendar so you can see events that are happening on campus and virtually this semester, as well as involvement advising appointments that you can sign up for with me, and our social media. So Student Activities does use Instagram and Facebook, we have all our links embedded in there and vice versa. So I will send those out to you. If anything, if you're on campus, we're located on the 2nd floor of the University Center behind the glass doors. There's always someone in the office, so you can come into the office and ask questions safely, and we can get you those answers and connect you with organizations. So I'm going to check the chat really quickly. It doesn't look like we have any other questions. But Thanks again for everyone, for all our panelists and participants and everyone for attending. In the next day or two, I will notify our winners of the goodie bags and send out all the links to the next meetings and the summary of today's meeting. So thanks again. Thank you to Oli for moderating the chat and posting all those great links for everybody. And I hope you all take care and have a great rest of the evening. I'm gonna go ahead and stop my screen sharing, but I'll stay on for a couple minutes if anyone has any specific questions about joining clubs or organizations. I will stop recording this as well.